Hi, I'm just in my breath now, setting the intention, because intention, along with focus, is really, really important. Setting my intention that the people who should be here will be here, they'll find this. And then we can really start some conversations because from what I've been learning, everything, and I've said this a few times now, and I'm going to repeat myself probably in so many videos, that everything that becomes a reality in our reality does start in our thoughts first, in our imagination, in our intentions, and when we actually, not as a one-off sort of, yay, that would be great, but when we actually focus in and then have the concept, have the seed of the idea, but then keep focusing and keep watering it and watching it grow just in our minds first, just in our thoughts. And I've got my many, many books where I just write it down all day. I'm just writing down as things come to me now. And you know that old saying, and I find there's a lot of old sayings that I realize have kind of been lost in translation, like Chinese whispers. And the saying, strike while the iron is hot, means when you have an idea, when you have something that comes into your mind, don't wait till later. Do it now, because this is how it works. We are always in this moment here now. Time is an illusion. So when something comes in, do what you can. Obviously, if you're at work or driving a car or taking the kids to school, in that actual moment. So I understand we can be kind of blocked by other stuff in life. But as soon as you can, do something, even if it is just writing it out, mapping it out, and then you might do a bit of research. I find sometimes I'm not sure if I'm making the most of my time, but I'm in conflict with that at the moment because I have this thought and this contradiction of the human doing and the human being, and I'm trying to find the balance. I realize obviously we can't just be human doings, because in human doings we're never going to stop. We're going to be like machines. We're going to burn ourselves out, and life is not going to be that enjoyable. And unfortunately, I feel like that's where we've been for a long time, like hundreds of years, thousands of years, just being in that productivity, in the doing, in the getting things done, in the groundhog week that goes round and round and round, and of which we can get very stuck in a loop, a bit like on a record. If the record's stuck on the one song because that one song's been played for so long, it just can't get to the next song. So sometimes it needs like a bump, a trip, a calamity to jog it out of the crevice of the loop into the next song, which I kind of feel like I could say is an analogy for where we are now in the world. We are tripping ourselves over to the next song. But there's a lot of people who are used to the song and they like the song. They know the words because they wrote the words. And they're not really ready to do that. And there's a lot of people who don't really like the song, but they do know the words and it seems familiar. So they're a bit scared about the trip over into the next song. But I actually feel, I feel like the next song is a really, really beautiful song. And I feel like we've been writing it secretly for quite a while. A lot of us have been there imagining it. Like I can see this world that we're moving into, and I know a lot of other people can too. So it's already there. In knowing how this is working in this real reality, Do I have to do that? I can't help it. The real reality that it's already there. There's enough of us that have been creating it in the etheric, in the energetic realms, in the spiritual realms already. So it's there. And now it's a matter of it coming through, which I think is where, when we get more into our human being, I just realized I'd forgotten where I was going. I notice I tend to tangent a lot and jump from part to part, but sometimes it ends up coming back around. So we do need to get more into our human beingness in order to allow that to materialize and become tangible in our reality. But it is a balance, and that's what I was starting to say before I segued somewhat, is we need a bit of both the human doing and the human being. And we could even call that the divine masculine, divine feminine. The divine feminine, I feel, is more in that emotional, spiritual. And this is like, remember, it's not man or woman, it's divine feminine, divine masculine. So we each have both. So I'm not siding and saying only women are spiritual. It's the divine feminine that tends to lean towards and manage that side of us. And the divine masculine is more action orientated and gets the job done in the doing side. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. So we do need both, but we have been far too much in our divine masculine. And it's been very action orientated, very much getting things done, but to the detriment of our divine feminine, our human beingness, and our dreaming side. So if we can bring these two wonderful energies together in the center, then we've got something happening for us here. But also, something I've realized is we create the blueprint of what it is we want in our life experience, in our thoughts, in our mind, in our attention. And by focusing on it, like holding on to it and giving it consistent energy, is when it becomes more tangible. But this is something really important. To be inspired and have the inspired action, we need to get in the receiving mode, which is more in our human beingness. It is when we, like the animals, we rest in the paddock. I don't think we sleep enough. I think we need to sleep more and switch off more from the busyness. And it is when we are in our receiving mode, in our divine feminine and our beingness, that we allow the inspired thoughts to come in as to how to take action in a convergence, in an allegiance with our higher self and with the higher realms. And then we are really creating. So I feel like that's where we are now. So I think it's really important if we are, and I feel like that's why I want to do this. I don't know. Like I've said, I just feel absolutely compelled, but I think it's about planting the seed with people to actually, amongst your own friends and family, just sitting down and going, if we could create right now, if we were told that right now, if we wrote out the movie script of what our life would be like, what our world would be like, so write it out, put in all the information, and then this would be the description of what we need to do to get this. It's like, let me just use my imagination. Okay, a genie comes down. A genie comes down and says, okay, you can actually have whatever you want as the life you want, as the world reality. I'm going to give you a week for everyone, the whole planet, to kind of write it out, define it, all the elements of what you want. How do you want your monetary system? Is there a monetary system? What about your schools? How about everyday living? How do you want to have that set up for yourselves? How is everyone in their day to day? And once you've written it at the end of the week and you've all decided on something that you can all agree on, I will come back down. This is a genie. And I will grant that world reality for you all, and it will be so. So, could we just do that just for fun? Like, can we just amongst ourselves start writing it out? And I feel that I had this idea a while ago of starting some life movie script writing classes to really help people define what it is they do want in their life, and if they write it as a movie, because I do feel like often we can limit ourselves in our humanness with thinking about money and what we deserve and what we're worthy of, and I can't ask too much. Oh my goodness, isn't that funny? Because I know that because I've done it. I've capped it. Oh no. Oh, even I was talking to one of my beautiful sisters the other day about a number of things and how in my life, like I'm 50 now, but it's taken me a long time to come out of the people pleasing and putting everyone first and being in those states where I'm absolutely depleted. And even I remember when I was really young feeling so undeserving, and I was traveling with my partner at the time, and we were picking fruit and traveling around and camping. And then I remember having no food, and at that point not having any money, and being offered food and saying, "Oh no, thank you, that's all right, you keep it." But I was literally starving, but I couldn't bring myself. I really didn't think holy shit. Hang on. Holy shit. Where did that come from? Okay, hang on. Holy shit. Okay. That's okay. Because I know a lot of other people. Ah! I know a lot of other people have been the same. I know this has been. Ah! Now I've ruined my makeup. I'm going out to lunch with my dad. Okay. Whew. Boy, that just came in from the left field. Okay. 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 Maybe I can cut that out. It just So I recall. Okay, I'm gonna try not to cry again. Feeling that less of a person and that so unworthy that I couldn't take food when I was starving and had no money and had nothing. And I still couldn't. And I've been through Holy shit. Center. Let me just take a breath for a moment. Okay. But I know a lot of other people, and I've had some amazing conversations with friends, and it seems to be something big with us in humanity is this being worthy enough, deserving to have something good, even basic things like food when we need it. Isn't that literally crazy? It's literally crazy. I don't know why I'm laughing now. From crying to laughing, holy guacamole. Okay, have I lost my train of thought? So we've had this in our society, and I feel we've been doing it really hard, and we haven't realized our worth and our divinity. Like, we're not even just human. We are so much more. Like, this human part of us is like, in comparison to my whole body, it's like that little bit of white on my nail. That's how big our human body is, our human self compared to who we really are. I actually think probably it's even more. Like, our soul could be the size of this room, the size of this house. Well, our soul is infinite because we are part of the infinite source energy. But why have we thought so little of ourselves? I'm wondering. Now, I do understand that our reality at some point was sort of hijacked in a way by a control system where I feel that we were out of balance, and I feel it's something to do with that human doingness and the patriarchy, where we got out of kilter and we started going down a trajectory that really, I mean, maybe it was part of the pendulum swinging, and perhaps now we're swinging back the other way, and we might want to be careful not to get too far over the other side. Perhaps if we could find some balance. I have heard stories of how we have been in a matriarchy, and that's where like the Wonder Woman Amazon stories have been perhaps something that we've experienced altogether previously. And I don't know that, but if we have already pendulum swung that way and then we pendulum swung back this way, maybe now we can find our center and kind of find that beautiful reality experience where we can still have adventures and create and build and do things, but really acknowledge that everyone, every part of us, because we are a whole, every little part of us does deserve to have their greatest life experience. And I feel very strongly that that's where we're going, but I think, and I feel, I feel that that's where we're going, but there's always a but. But how quickly we get there depends on how much we focus on it and how much we actually intend for ourselves to create that. So it's not about not getting there or getting there. That's just happening. It's how soon and how many people can relax into that sooner and get out of their fear and out of fight or flight and actually intentionally and creatively and do it as a fun thing with each other. Like the more, and I'm almost feeling 100% certain that if we were all having like, let's have Friday night, sit around the fire, create the new world nights. Like instead of a trivia night, we're having, let's create the new world. And we all have ideas and we write them down. And then we have a whiteboard and we mind map and we go, yes, that's amazing. And someone says, what about this? What about this? And we completely encompass making sure everyone's involved because everyone matters. Everyone, because we are all worthy and deserving. Holy moly. Okay, it'd be interesting to see how I edit this one. Which bits do I cut out and which do I keep in? I am, as I'm coming in here, even though I am editing a bit, what I'm mainly doing, just for you to make it a little easier on your ears, I found I still am saying quite a lot of ums. I don't mind when I pause and go, ah, but I think the ums can be a bit annoying if you're listening. And also I found, which is crazy, I didn't know this, that I say, you know, I'm talking in a sentence and this little 2 words, you know, comes up all the time. I'm like, it annoys me. So I'm like, oh no, I'm going to cut that out. I'll just cut that out. So we'll see. So if there are little, like if you can see in the video, there's little bits, you go, ah, she's not just being real, she's editing. Yeah, I'm doing that for you. Otherwise, you're going to find it hard to listen if every second word is and you know. Anyway, I'm going to lunch with my dad today. I do have a bit of work to do this morning first, and then I have to obviously fix my makeup now. But wherever you are, and if you did get to the end, maybe let me know. It doesn't really matter. I kind of feel like I'm talking to myself, which is okay because I feel like I'm practicing something. Maybe what I'm doing is practicing because I've actually found those ums and ers and you knows are becoming less. So through me listening back to myself and being aware of my words and what I'm saying to a certain extent, sometimes I've got no idea that it's actually helping me in some sense. So I will just keep doing it. And I'm just going to allow the process and allow the journey. I am actually just really enjoying doing this. And it's actually helping me to define where I'm at in life and what I'm seeing and feeling. And I'm watching back myself and going, yeah, I do. Or it may cause me to question myself and think, is that really what I think? So it's really interesting. It's a very interesting process. I would probably even recommend for yourself to do it. It is fun and it's interesting. There's a lot of self-reflection and just journeying into this mental scape in our mind, and also what my belief systems are is very interesting. And I'm looking at which belief systems I want to actually keep and which ones I want to let go because I feel like they don't serve me and they probably don't serve you. So it is an amazing process. I would highly recommend it. Anyway, I'm going to go get into my day, and thank you for listening and being a fly on the wall in this little channel that I've got here. And I hope that wherever you are around the world, near or far, whether it's morning, arvo, night, whatever, that you're having a beautiful life experience, and I'm sending much love to all. Mwah.